I would like to welcome our very first guest on our WRLA podcast, Mr. Andrew Reimer, who has recently joined our board as our chair, and I'd like to give him the opportunity to introduce himself a little bit and to tell us about his history with the LBM industry.
Well, Liz, I appreciate you bringing me in today. My guess is that Brian Baumler was probably busy, so you had to pick the next ball guy in your Rolodex, so I appreciate that it was me on there. So
you're the first person on our list.
Let's
be real here.
Thanks.
But we might call him next.
Thanks. Maybe we can make sure we get that on there, so it definitely knows I was the first then too. So. But no, I really appreciate you having me in today. I am a third generation involved in the LBM industry. My grandfather was involved for about 73 years, my father about 40, and myself for the last 19 years. So it's really a great opportunity for me to be able to give back to the association and the industry that's given so much to me and my family over the last number of years, and I've really enjoyed it, and looking forward to the challenge of working with you and your team here and really making our industry grow and see where we can take it to in the next level.
So knowing your background and having seen a little bit of the passion that you have for the industry, what are some of the things that you're most excited about seeing and having an impact on in the next year or two?
Well, I hope you keep me around for a couple of years. We'll see how it goes, I guess, though.
Signed in blood.
Yeah, exactly. But really, no, the things I'm really looking forward to that we can be working on together is you and I have been working really closely together on the government relations side of the business and really trying to grow our profile with government. That's really a big focus for me in general, and as well trying to really bring up the next generation of great employees and great business owners that we have in this industry, and that's been doing so well for us over the last 100 plus years of the existence of the WRLA.
So just segueing from that, some of those comments that you've made, we've talked about how being involved in association has been really important to creating new connections. What are some words of advice that you'd have for some newcomers to the industry, or even some folks who might be wanting to step in as a career but may not even know that we exist? What are some of those things that you'd want to encourage them to think about or do?
Well, that's a great question. I would say, if you know anybody involved in the industry, if you're not in it right now, reach out, ask a couple questions. How did they get started? What drew them into the industry? What education maybe they had that they didn't have last time that they might want to get to be able to grow in this industry, right? You don't just come in here for a job. It's a career is really what it is. I had the ability, I can tell you my first job in this industry was Saturday afternoons. My friend and I would come to my dad's business, and we'd be in charge of sweeping the parking lot. And he would be in doing some business. We'd be out sweeping the parking lot. We got paid, I think, $2 or $3.
An hour or $2 or $3 for the whole?
Total. I think my dad might say it was more than that, but he wasn't paying that well at that time. So, but and I started that way. I got to know the industry. I worked my way up, and I was able to drive forklifts, drive trucks, a laborer working an assembly in our factories. Worked my way up into an administrative role, then an inside sales role, and really had an opportunity to make a career in this industry, right? To the role I'm in today as the general manager. So it's not just a stop, but it's an opportunity for you to really have an entire career and really build yourself up in this industry.
And one last question is, from a mentorship perspective, who would you say has had the largest impact on you and why?
Well, it's a great question. I would say my father and grandfather have had some pretty large impacts on me in my life, but also all the members I've met and all, this industry for me is not just vendor dealer based. As a vendor right now, those dealers are also my friends, right? So I could really pick up the phone and really talk to anybody about any problems I'm having in my business or they're having in their business, and they'll bounce ideas off of me, right? Mm. That's the great thing about the industry is we're here to work together and to better our industry, and really at the end of the day, we're a big part of building the communities that we reside in. So
that's awesome. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to having you with us for the next 4 years. 2 as chair, and we've got you here for a little bit. So stay tuned.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.